back to 360 Strong Women. Today, we are going to work on our vision boards. I've been talking about this 2026 vision board. You're going to grab some tools if you want to do a physical board, or you can go into an application on your computer like Canva, and you can do a vision board on your computer. So whichever way you want to do it, I'm going to give you some guidelines and some tips and tricks on how to get that done. We're going to release our energy and start to work on our vision boards. And these vision boards are going to work through the wellness pillars that I always try to teach you about. So today's video is about your energy, your clarity, and your vision for your wellness that truly fits your life. We're going to slow down, reflect, and reimagine what thriving looks like for you. And if you're doing a physical board, you may need to go on Amazon or go to your Hobby Lobby or your craft store. Walmart probably has these things. And you're going to get a board that looks like this. This is a package of about a dozen. So I'm going to be doing this with my crew, and we're going to do physical boards. But like I said, if physical, sitting down and cutting out pictures and writing things and journaling about them isn't your vibe, then you could go on Canva and literally do a vision board with technology, and then you can have it. I like the physical boards because then you can tape it up and reflect, and you're spending a lot of time thinking about it and doing it. So you can get a board like this, or bigger if you wanted. Just a little piece of poster board will help. And then you'll need some glue, some scissors, and then I got some stickers and some reflective, encouraging words that you could use. And then you're going to use a bunch of magazines to cut out your visuals, because it is a vision board. So you want to actually see pictures and words that are going to reflect what you want to see happen for 2026, reflecting in the wellness pillars. And the wellness pillars are movement, nutrition, stress management, sleep, and social connection. Then if you wanted to take it a different direction, do like a full life circle. It could be your faith, a spiritual thing. It could be your job. It could be around family. So things like that. We're just going to reflect on the wellness pillars. And I guarantee once you get those things in place, it will fan off into other aspects of your life. We want to use empowering words. So I want you to be thinking about the empowerment of this vision board to help you see your life more clearly. So we're going to talk about clarity and consistency and emotional motivation. Those are the three key concepts on setting up this wellness vision board. What is a vision board? What is it? It's more than just pretty pictures on a poster. It's a visual reminder of your goals, your values, and the feelings you want to bring forward, manifest into your life. And that's what we're going to work on today. The three concepts that we're going to use to help create our vision board are clarity, consistency, and emotional motivation. Those are the three things that once we dial in on what is that, how do I define it, then we can begin to journal and place those three elements into each pillar, and then you manifest your vision board that way. So we're going to talk about clarity first. And clarity just means being able to clearly see and understand what you want. It's about identifying your goals, your desires, and your values. And so it's not just guessing or reacting, it's choosing with intention. And that's the beauty behind clarity. So with clarity, a vision board requires you to pause, reflect, and choose what really matters to you. And so that takes some percolating on and deciding, what is it that really matters to me? It helps you define what you want more in your life, not just in your mind, but visually and emotionally. When your dreams, your health goals, your lifestyle intentions, and personal values are in front of you in pictures and words, they become easier to focus on and pursue. So, in short, a vision board turns vague hopes into clear intentions. And that's what we mean about clarity. Once we have a clear vision of what we want, we need to move to the next element, so to speak, of how to create this vision board for us. And the next element is consistency. Consistency just means showing up repeatedly in alignment with your goals. Seeing your vision board daily keeps your goals present in your awareness. Instead of forgetting your intentions when life gets busy, your board acts as a regular reminder, consistent, to take small, meaningful steps. And those little steps build habits. And we want to build positive habits. And those habits create transformation in your life. So, in short, a vision board helps you to stay accountable, focused, and aligned day after day. And that's what we mean by consistency. And the final element that we're going to work with after we have clarity of our vision and we are consistent by reminding ourselves every day what our vision is, how we've created that, we want to think about emotional motivation. And that's just our why. That gives you the drive to take action, even on days when challenges show up. A vision board uses images and colors and words that feel inspiring to us. It creates emotional connection, and that connection fuels your motivation. That's what we're talking about. What is your why? When you feel your goals rather than just think about them, you're more likely to take action and stay committed to that. So, in short, a vision board ties your goals to your heart, and your heart drives your actions. And so, we want to use these three elements to help create our vision board to help us thrive, be clear about our goals. What do we want? To be consistent day to day, and then to have an emotional connection to those goals so that even on the toughest days, we are driven by these goals to continue building these healthy habits. So let's get started. Now, before we jump in on rifling through pictures and finding words, we want to journal a little bit about and reflect on those three elements. What are my goals? How can I get clear about what my goals are? What's my vision for 2026 using these pillars? And then reflect a little bit on how can I stay consistent with this. So putting the board up in a space where you see it all the time can be very helpful. And then understanding what your why is, what's your emotional tie to keep you motivated to these goals. What's your vision? And you can do that by asking yourself several questions. And I'm just going to help you by asking some questions and then putting them into each of the pillars. And you may find that you have to work on just one pillar this year. Like all five is too much. So you may want to just dial in on, I'm just going to work on movement and exercise this year as my goal, or I'm just going to work on nutrition. I've got the working out part okay because I've liked, subscribed, and shared to Beth's channel, 360 Strong Women, and all I have to do is pick a video and hit play and I'm good. Nutrition is a little harder for me, so you may need to dial in on that. Or I eat pretty well. I move every day at least 20 minutes, but I live a very stressful life and I need some tools on stress management. And so I'm going to work on that. So you see where I'm going with this. You can compile a lot of different things, all the pillars into one board, or you could do a board for each of those pillars. So you pick, it's your life, it's your vision. I want you to be clear about where you may be challenged and where you may need to build some healthy habits. And so you may just pick one pillar. You could tie it into all the other ones. So I want you to be clear about that as well. You may have several boards this year. But we want to talk about each of the boards, and I'm going to ask a few questions that may help you then journal and reflect while you're picking and choosing your pictures and your words, because we want to be very intentional and clear about it. So our first pillar, movement. And I like to use the word movement instead of exercise because I want to put a positive connotation on exercise. And so I always say movement as the pillar because the movement may be different ways we move our body. And I always say, what do I always say? What's the exercise that you need to do? The one that you like and the one you're going to do. And so that looks different for everybody. And I would also suggest to challenge yourself and maybe just turn on some videos and try to do some of those things and keep working towards it. Maybe that's a goal. But here are the questions that I would say are the ones that you need to reflect on for movement. What kind of movement makes me feel strong, free, or energized? And I want you to reflect on that, percolate on that, and maybe journal about it. Just start writing. What makes me feel strong? What makes me feel free? What makes me feel energized? And then you'll come up with some things that are going to help you with your board. How do I want my body to feel this year, 2026? Strong, flexible, capable, pain-free, confident, or just start moving because I've been very sedentary. Maybe I've had a very difficult or challenging injury, or something's happened through the year. Maybe I've had to be a caretaker this year and I haven't had quality time to work on the things that I need to work on. Different things. I hear stories all the time about different things. My job kept me traveling so much, I didn't know how to incorporate movement in on my travels. I've got you covered on that. So reflect, percolate on how do I want my body to feel in 2026? And then feel those words coming up. Strong, free, flexible, capable, pain-free, confident, balanced, things like that. So what is important and clear for you? What is your why? How can you tie your heart to that question? And then what image or word captures how you want to move through your life every day? What image or word captures how I want to move through life every day? And that is going to help you. Once you journal and reflect about that, that's going to help you capture your movement vision. The next pillar we're going to talk about is stress management. And again, we're going to go through some questions, and I want you to reflect and percolate about it and journal about it. Just begin to let the thoughts come out onto a page. And then that's going to help you build, understand clearly what your motivation is, your emotional motivation. So what helps me return to calm or feel grounded? What helps you feel calm in the day or feel grounded? What are some things that happen that give you that sense of calm? Where can I create more space or rest or ease in my life? Where can I create more space for rest or ease in my life? Maybe that means you need to take a space in your house and make it a little sanctuary for yourself. And that will cue your body and your mind that that's my safe space. That's the space where I relax. That's where I bring it all down. And then what visuals remind you to slow down or protect your peace? That's really an important question. And that may take some reflection. Consider that this vision board doesn't have to be done in an hour, in a day. It may take a little bit of reflection before you even begin to build your board. That's why I'm just giving you a guidance today. We're not actually building a board today. I want you to be able to answer the questions, reflect clearly so that you'll know you'll be consistent and that you know that you're emotionally motivated to do it. So just be very honest with yourself about these questions and answering them. And it may take some time. And you may need a friend to use as a sounding board, or maybe a best friend or your spouse or somebody that you trust in your inner circle. We've talked about inner circles before. So if you don't know what your inner circle is, go back and watch that video. And you'll need somebody from your inner circle to maybe bounce ideas off of so that you can see more clearly the way to answer these questions. That may be very helpful for you. Nutrition is our next pillar, and we're going to answer some of these questions, reflect on them, be clear about it, and then we try to build consistency with that, and then have emotional motivation. So remember, we're always using these 3 elements to answer our questions, reflect on it, and then start to build our board. So the questions would be, how do I want to feel when I eat? Nourished, mindful, joyful, balanced? Come up with a word. How do you want to feel when you eat? That's a good question. I don't think we think about that when we fuel our bodies or when we sit down to a meal. We're not even thinking about, how do I want to feel when I put this food into my body? How do I want to feel when I choose these foods to put into my body? That even may be a question before you sit down to eat. You're making it. You're making your menus. You're picking your foods. You're shopping for your foods. How do I want to feel when I purchase this food? How do I want to feel when I make this food? How do I want to feel when I feed my family or I feed myself this food? Great question. Need to reflect on it. What changes or small shifts would help me feel more energized and well? Well, not skinny, fit. Those may be words that you use in your board at some time, but this is about nutrition, nourishing your body. So consider, what small changes could you make? Small shift, little movements to help you feel more energized, because we all want to have energy. We don't want to feel lethargic and tired. And well, I feel good. I feel good in my body. I feel good in my mind. I'm not foggy headed. And I just feel good. I feel energized. I feel like I can conquer the world. What's that going to take? And we reflect on it, and then we start to build our board. And here's a great one. What colors, foods, or affirmations represent this on my board? You're thinking about nutrition. So what colors and foods or affirmations represent this on my board? Those first 2 questions, you're using that last question to reflect, to help build that board, to help you be clear, to help you understand what your why is and what your emotional motivation is and how you can be consistent in that. Great reflective work. Now we're at sleep. And these are the things that I want you to reflect about. Try to answer these questions. And some of these things could take time. So take your time, really be honest with yourself. Sleep. And we're talking about good quality sleep that's going to help our wellness. What does rested feel like to me in my body, in my mind, and my mood? Ooh, that's a good one. What does rested feel like to me? And that could feel different for everybody. So be honest with yourself in your body, in your mind, and in your mood. So we're going to break those three things down. What nighttime habits support deeper rest? And some of those things are going to filter into some of the other pillars that are going to really help with that. So we need to reflect on what are your nighttime habits that could support that deeper sleep. And what symbols or images remind me to honor rest as recovery. Symbols or images remind me how to honor rest as recovery. It's going to help all the other pillars, and it's going to promote wellness, make you a better human. We want to be a human being, not a human doing. Have better health biomarkers because sleep and recovery is important, especially for brains. And I'm getting older and I want to stay away from cognitive decline as long as I can. So I want to build my white matter and my gray matter in my brain. The only way you can do that is make sure your body is recovered at night and you're getting good quality sleep. You're nourishing your body well, drinking water, exercising, the pillars, not isolating yourself, staying socially connected, and working the pillars. That's how it's going to happen. An important wellness thing. We need to learn how to honor rest as recovery. And our last wellness pillar, the thing that we want to reflect on, is social connection. So isolation can be very damaging as far as our health biomarkers. We know that we need to be able to flourish in life, and being socially connected to people helps our wellness goals, helps our motivation, helps our confidence, helps everything about all of the pillars. It's very well connected. And so the question would be, who or what fills your heart? Who or what fills your heart? Where do I feel most seen, valued, and supported? Where do I feel most seen, valued, and supported? So if it's a group, maybe it's your fitness group, maybe it's your church or where you have your faith base, maybe it's a club that you're involved in. If you feel, or maybe it's your inner circle, your family. Where do I feel most seen, valued, and supported? And if it's a space that you don't feel seen, valued, or supported, how do I remove myself from that situation and find a group that helps you feel seen, valued, and supported? Those are the things you want to reflect about. And then how can you nurture more meaningful connections? How can I nurture more meaningful connections with others and myself? So, not just about being socially connected to other people, but being connected and have self-love for yourself. How can I talk to myself positively and stop that negative reel in my head? What are some things that I can do to speak kindly to myself and to others? Those are all big things to reflect on. And now we're at the fun part, creating our board. Whether you're working with magazines or glue or Canva or Pinterest, you start to gather images, colors, and words that reflect all the things that you've just written about and reflected on and were clear about. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Your board should feel like you and not anybody else. Choose what lights you up inside, what makes you feel calm, and what inspires action. And don't worry about perfect placement. This is your safe space to just dream. Consider while you're creating, find a safe space. Maybe play some soft music that's calming, light a candle, an aromatherapy candle of your choice that makes you feel calm and happy. Maybe grab a beverage that is your cozy, happy place. So for me, that's a good cup of coffee. I'm going to work on my vision board and have my cup of coffee because I have one a day and I love my cup of coffee. But it could be some chamomile tea, some lavender tea, something that's really calming, a big glass of water in your favorite mug or your favorite thermal carrier with some fruit. Do something that's inspiring and cozy for you. Set up your space and then begin to reflect. And you may need to write it down in journal, or you may want to videotape your journal if you're not. I don't like to do all the writing. Maybe you want to just journal with a video, or um, do it on your computer if you're more, that's easier for me. So pick what's easiest for you that you're going to reflect on the best, and then begin to create your board. Once you've created your board and you're really happy with it, remember there's no right or wrong, and you can change. You can do one board at a time. You can put it all together. I want you to think about reflecting on the work that you've done. And so I'm going to do a guided meditation for you. And all I want you to do is find a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands over your heart and close your eyes. Take a big breath in and exhale it away. And with your eyes closed, I just want you to listen to my voice. See your vision board as a mirror of your potential. Every image, a reminder that your best self is already unfolding. Take a moment to settle in, find a comfortable seat, or lie back gently. Let your eyes close and bring one hand to your heart over top of each other. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and a long, steady exhale through your mouth. Again, breathe in possibility and exhale any tension that might still be lingering. Feel your body supported beneath you. Feel the space that you've created, inside and out. Space for new beginnings, for clarity, for care. You've just given shape to your dreams, your wellness vision. Each image, each word on your board carries intention and energy. These are more than goals. They are gentle promises to yourself. Promises to nurture your body, calm your mind, and honor your spirit. As you breathe, imagine your vision board glowing softly before you. Each picture, each phrase, alive with your energy. Let that light expand and fill your heart space. Feel the warmth of your vision anchoring into your body, into here and now, where change truly begins. Now whisper silently to yourself, I am ready to become the woman I see on my vision board. I move toward her with grace, with courage, and with joy. My wellness is my power, and my peace is my priority. Take one more deep breath in, a nourishing breath, And then slowly exhale, releasing gratitude into the room. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Carry this feeling of alignment and inspiration with you, knowing your vision isn't just on the board, it's already growing with you. Your wellness vision board becomes a daily visual anchor connecting your why, your emotional motivation, with your how, your consistent action. It reminds you of the woman you're becoming: strong, nourished, rested, calm, and connected. Every glance at your board is a quiet affirmation to you. I'm not chasing wellness, I'm creating it. One vision at a time, one moment at a time. Take your time with this, reflect. If you have any questions about how do I get there, I'm stuck, or I have questions about X, Y, or Z, leave me comments below and I'll be glad to help you with it. Share your vision boards. I would love to hear about your vision boards and what it did for you. Good luck with your vision boards. Again, let me know if you have any questions. I'll be working on mine, and I hope to see you for the next video. Have a great day. Bye.